$500 million. That's the amount of fines collected across the state of Texas from red light cameras. 60 cities in Texas have or had these cameras and say they make intersections safer. But we discovered that might not always be the case.
And tonight, KXAN investigator Jody Barr reveals nearly every city, including Austin, might never have had the authority to issue a single ticket and could be doing so illegally.
They don't make much noise out here. These do most of the talking, telling drivers who might run Austin's red light cameras to ignore the $75 fine.
So you believe this is purely about making a buck and nothing about saving lives?
The more I dig into this, the more it all comes down to simply the dollars.
Byron Schrembrecht's leading a statewide fight against red light camera tickets. He says these cameras are nothing more than roadside ATMs.
No red light camera anywhere in the world has ever taken a red light runner off the street. Only a cop can do that. It's a revenue program that's sold to us as a safety program.
In 2008, Austin installed 9 of these red light cameras across the city. Those cameras have racked up nearly 80,000 tickets, earning the city of Austin more than $5.5 million in fines.
In fact, we discovered the number of drivers running red lights at those intersections in recent years has gone up consistently, hitting an all-time record in 2016.
It's addressed to me, and it's got the date and the time. It has the 3 still pictures.
A few years ago, Russell Bowman got a ticket from a red light camera in Richardson, Texas. Bowman, an attorney, went to work to figure out what gives Texas cities the right to use a red light camera.
Some people may look at this and say, man, it's only $75. Why have you chosen to fight so hard?
The biggest thing, was the principle.
In 2007, the state passed a law allowing cities to install these cameras only after one important requirement: perform a traffic engineering study, signed and sealed by a licensed Texas engineer. Bowman found the city of Richardson never did that study.
You want to do this the hard way? Great, we'll do this the hard way.
Bowman took his case to district court, arguing the city did not have the legal authority to issue red light camera tickets. A Dallas County judge agreed.
The law is what it is, so if it says you're prohibited from doing this unless you do an engineering study, then do your engineering study. If this thing is that significant to safety, you would think a city would do that.
We filed public records requests with every Texas city with red light cameras. We wanted to see if each one had its required engineering study. Of the cities that responded, only 3 appear to have performed an actual study: College Station, Southlake, and Abilene.
Why was that so important?
Very simply to show the need. We did not want these to become little ATMs along the highway.
State Representative Jim Murphy co-wrote the state's red light camera law. Murphy says the words traffic engineering study were written into the law for a very specific reason.
We want an engineer, a licensed professional, to stand behind that study.
Because what does that study tell you?
Well, it's going to tell us that it was done to certain standards. So it was to say the conditions merit a red light camera, and there is no other alternative.
We showed Murphy 2 different engineering studies, one from Abilene, the other from Austin.
This is the city of Abilene's engineering study.
Right, right.
And you'll see on the front of that there's a seal.
Absolutely, 2 of them as a matter of fact.
Is that what you meant when you wrote this bill?
Now, this is absolutely what we meant to do, Jody.
Here's the city of Austin's engineering study.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find an engineer's name on this study, a signature, a seal.
Clearly, these are in 2 different worlds. This is not a sealed study.
Is that what you intended?
It is not.
The city of Austin defends its camera system, claiming it did not have to have a licensed engineer to do its traffic engineering study. We tried several times to have city leaders answer allegations in person. The city declined every request for us to speak with its traffic department and interim city manager. We went to the city council meeting a few weeks ago and caught up with interim city manager Elaine Hart.
Hey, Ms. Hart. Hey, I'm Jody with KXAN. We
have you approach the dice.
Okay, well, the meetings. Well, that's on the side aisles. The meeting hasn't been called.
You can try to schedule time with her.
Oh, we have, man. For 2 weeks, we've been trying this. Miss Hart. I'm Jody with KXAN. We've tried to call her.
Can you all head back for me?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
As of this report, the city still has not agreed to an interview.
The city of Austin says having these red light cameras has made our roads safer. Well, we checked the city's own records to see if that's accurate. Take a look. Since cameras were installed, the average monthly number of crashes at those intersections has dropped by nearly 60%. Sounds good, right? Well, a closer look shows nearly half of all of those crashes had nothing to do with the light.
And Jody, you're back again tomorrow night on KXAN News at 10 to take us north to the city of Abilene.
Yes, we're going there to see why leaders there feel their city is much safer because they followed the rules, and what their engineering study revealed wasn't what you might expect. Plus, the man who wrote the law tells us his plan to deal with the cities that did not comply before putting their cameras up.
So my question, I'm guessing a lot of people are wondering too, that for the cities who put these cameras up illegally, will they have to pay those fines back?
Well, you know, it's a lot of money. We're talking $500 million, and we're digging to get that answer, and we'll have it for you tomorrow night on KXAN News at 10.
All right, Jody, thank you so much.
If you're driving in Austin and want to know where you're most likely to get a red light camera ticket, well, check out this story where we built an interactive map for you, the locations and the number of tickets and fines at those intersections. It's in the investigative section of KXAN.com.